There are so many tutorials out there teaching owners how to make a homemade raw diet for dogs, but rarely are they accurate when it comes to making sure the diet is nutritionally balanced. You're putting your dog's nutritional needs into your hands, so you need to do it right. Don't worry though, I'm here to tell you how to do that. Now, let's get started on making this raw meal. The two main rules that you need to keep in mind when making your dog's raw diet is that it needs to loosely mimic a prey animal's body composition. And it also needs to be complete and balanced, because if it's not, they won't be getting all of the proper nutrients they need to thrive. So, how exactly do you mimic a prey animal's body? Nowadays, there are ratios that you can follow to help make it much easier. Many raw feeders follow these ratios. You can certainly go with this, but there's another guideline that more accurately represents a prey animal's body, which I came to realize after years of feeding raw. Of course, every dog is different though, and won't always be able to follow these ratios perfectly. This is simply just a base guideline. Now, let's start building Matsu's meal. For his raw meaty bone, I'm feeding a duck neck, which I got at my local Asian market. What counts as a raw meaty bone? Owners tend to be wary of feeding bones to their dog. This is mainly because they hear that bones are dangerous, but they're actually mistaking raw bones for cooked bones. Raw bones with flesh surrounding it that are the proper size for your dog to chew are softer, digestible, and don't splinter. Raw bones are the meal's main source of calcium, phosphorus, and magnesium, so they're absolutely necessary. They're also great for scraping tartar off the teeth. If you can't feed raw meaty bones, bone meal is a fine replacement. Safe raw meaty bones are things like poultry necks, feet, wings and back, rabbit legs and frame, pork tail, whole Cornish hen and quail, and for larger breeds, lamb ribs and pork feet. Raw meaty bones are Matsu's favorite part of his meal. For his muscle meat, I'm feeding pork loin, 90-10 ground beef, and chicken thigh, which I got at my local grocery store. What counts as muscle meat? These are meats that you can easily find at the grocery store, like ground beef, pork chops, and chicken breast. Muscle meat is super important because it provides the bulk of the protein, as well as a handful of minerals and B vitamins. My dog Matsu's favorite muscle meats are red meats like beef and lamb. For his muscular organ, I'm feeding beef heart and chicken gizzard, which I got at the Asian market. What counts as a muscular organ? These are parts like heart, lungs, gizzards, and green tripe. These make up a good portion of a prey animal's body, so they shouldn't be optional unless you simply can't source them. Heart is high in B vitamins, which supports overall cell function, and taurine, which aids in heart health. Green tripe is an amazing source of iron, which supports growth and development, and manganese, which supports metabolism and blood sugar regulation. Matsu's favorite is green tripe by far because of how smelly it is. For his liver portion, I'm feeding beef liver, which I got at the grocery store, and for his second secreting organ, I'm feeding beef kidney, which I got at the Asian market. What counts as a secreting organ? These organs are basically like a carnivore's multivitamin and are different from muscular organs. While muscular organs transport things like blood or oxygen, these organs secrete things like hormones or enzymes. Liver is a staple secreting organ in raw diets because of how high in vitamin A it is, which is necessary for cell regeneration and organ function. Just like a prey animal's body, liver isn't the only secreting organ, so we need to add at least one more. These are parts like spleen, brain, pancreas, kidney, thymus, and eyeballs. Matsu's favorite is probably brain. Now, this is somewhat close to a prey animal's body nutrient-wise, but we're not there yet. This is where many guides stop, but there are still important nutrients that are still missing in a diet like this. Obviously, we can't source every single body part to help balance it. So what we need to do is fill these nutrient gaps with other foods that are high in those missing nutrients. The nutrients that are usually low in a meal like this are omega-3s, manganese, iodine, vitamin D3, vitamin E, and potentially zinc. Omega-3s are beneficial for skin, coat, and brain health, and vitamin D is necessary for immune function and bone health. I'm adding salmon to the meal, which is one of a few fish that are not only high in omega-3s, but vitamin D as well. You can easily find salmon raw or canned at the grocery store. Have you ever eaten mussels before? I haven't, but like green tripe, they're insanely high in manganese. So I'm adding in a small amount of cooked blue mussels for this mineral. I got these at the Asian market. Iodine is a mineral that's low in many foods and is necessary for proper thyroid function. Luckily, kelp is extremely concentrated in it, so I'm adding in a small amount of now kelp powder, which I got online. And vitamin E is an antioxidant and keeps the body safe from harmful free radicals. For this, I'm just adding a drop of now E oil, which I also got online. This meal actually has enough zinc, but if it were low, I would feed canned oysters. They're an excellent source of zinc. These can also be found at the stores I mentioned. So this bowl represents a full day's worth of food for Matsu and comes in at about 510 calories. If I were meal prepping, I would only portion out the bone, muscle meat, and organs into the daily containers, then freeze them until the day that I feed it. The meal additions to balance get added at mealtime. Again, this is a day's worth of food, so when feeding it, you can either feed it all at once or split it into however many feedings you want throughout the day. Since Matsu prefers eating once a day, we're going to feed the whole bowl to him now. Before I do though, let's add a dash of kefir for a probiotic boost. Now, some of you are probably wondering, how do I actually begin? Or maybe, can I feed this to a puppy? I got you covered with these videos.